All right, round one. We do have the embodiment, but we don't have a green mana. I think I'm still going to keep this hand because we have the crippling chill. And if we get a green mana, then I think we're in pretty good business here. So we're going to keep it. Bit risky, admittedly, but we're on the draw, so how bad could it really be? I guess we'll find out, huh? All right, Highlands starting her off. Not quite the land I'm looking for, but we're at least in crippling chill territory now, which can net us another card, potentially find us a green mana. All right, no 2-drop, very good. There it is. All right, so we get this. So we're already in business of our Sultai Ascendancy, which is pretty awesome, actually. So we'll just chill here. I think next turn we're just going to get the Ascendancy online. Could actually play Formless Nurturing. Might actually be better. We don't have to do the Ascendancy immediately, but it is nice that it makes the Angler potentially cheaper right away and makes our card quality significantly better. We'll find out if that's completely necessary. All right. So I could play the Ascendancy. I can also play this Formless Nurturing. If I play the Formless Nurturing, I can still play a Gurmag Angler next turn. Because I play a land here, 4, put a card in a yard. Next turn, yeah. So I'm going to do the more aggressive play here. Let's see, we got Crippling Chill. All right, well, little does he know. Yeah. So not quite a creature that I manifested, but still, I have a Hill Giant and I have a 5/5 on turn 4. So certainly a good turn progression. Plus, when we get our Ascendancy online, we don't really have to worry about flooding so much anymore, which is also quite good. All right. Totally willing to tack into that. Ooh, we have a very solid turn progression here. I'd trade this for a long shot squad. That's not a big deal. It just feeds our delve even more anyway. Nice thing about Manifest is I feel like it's pretty questionable whether you ever want to actually block it. Just because it's like a morph guy, you know? You never know. Is it a creature or is it a crippling chill? Just outlasting. All right. I'd say that's a good sign for us. Not too much stuff else for him to do. We're going to get in for 8 potentially here and then have an aerialist going to town alongside the Ascendancy to make our card quality better. We have the crippling chill whenever we need it. I kind of like it. Well, that was pretty bad for us, but can't do anything about it. So unhappily accept that. He's not going to block, so clearly attacking. The aerialist can't get by his reach guy, but we do have the crippling chill, which is going to help alleviate that issue. So let's just get in for 3 here. Drop the aerialist. 3 cards left in our opponent's hand. Next turn I can chill plus Ascendancy, which is pretty good. Let's see if he outlasts. If he doesn't outlast, I likely want to chill it because it's indicating to me he probably has a combat trick. Although I admit, if it's a Dragon Scale boon, that's going to be pretty bad for us. I guess not necessarily. I play Ascendancy first, and then I attack, and then if he Dragon Scale boons, then I can Crippling Chill. Or even let him block and then Crippling Chill, because then my prowess will kill it. Yeah, that actually is pretty good, now that I think about it. Hopefully he doesn't have a second Savage Punch. Oop, spoke too soon. So looks like he's got a pretty good deck and drew pretty well this game, actually. Double Savage Punch is extremely problematic. He just took out two of our biggest threats, so pretty tough. Opponent had a pretty bomby hand and has a pretty bomby deck, so it seems like it's going to be a pretty challenging match for us. Let's see here. Shifting Loyalties. Not too bad, but not quite ready to trade yet. So, plays. We have Crippling Chill. We have Highland Game. We have Shifting Loyalties. We have Sultai Ascendancy. So I can do Highland Game plus Crippling Chill. I can do Ascendancy plus... Can't do Ascendancy plus Highland Game. So I likely just do... I think, unfortunately, we have to go in defense mode, which does not thrill me, but we're not going to be able to keep pace here, unfortunately. All right, let's just play the Highland Game and pass. So that way we'll have a double block for his Morph guy, but then again, if it's a Woolly Loxodon, we're in some trouble. So I guess we just pass. I probably just Crippling Chill his long shot squad. We'll see if he still attacks with the Morph. Alright, he doesn't have 6 mana, so at the very least, if it's a Woolly Loxodon, he can't unmorph it this turn. So I think I'm just going to Crippling Chill his long shot squad. See if he wants to unmorph here. Double Savage Punch was quite the beating, so I'm going to bring in Force Away now that I've got the knowledge of him having Double Savage Punch. So if he attacks with Morph, I can double block. I would lose both my guys, I guess, and I wouldn't have anything to Shifting Loyalties. Alright. That's interesting. So I wonder what his Morph is. Jungle Hollow. Alright. I think we just play the Hollow, gain a life, drop the Ascendancy, and pass. At this point, we're just sort of trying to buy ourselves some time, increase our card quality, dig for Delve, dig for our other Riverwheel Aerialist. Alright, Snowhorn Rider, so we can Shifting Loyalties and get his 5/5. That seems pretty decent. Could also steal his Longshot squad, but I guess we're a bit behind now. I think we're going to have to take 5 from the Snowhorn Rider. Then we're going to Shifting Loyalties and trade, I guess, our Highland Game for his 5/5. Or if he plays something bomby here, we'll steal that. Well, that's extremely problematic and pretty bad for us. Alright, just swinging there. I can get behind that. It's much better for us than swinging with more than that. Let me figure this out. So now I'm like debating whether I want to trade for his long shot squad, but it comes in tapped, which means I'm going to be another turn. It's going to be 2 more turns. See, the problem is if I seal the Snowhorn Rider, then he can go in Outlast mode, but we'll see. Do either of these cards help me at the moment? Not especially. Well, Lance certainly does. Wait. Oh, okay. Do I want to Wind Scout? Not really. I'm looking for more bomby spells than that. Does fly, though. It's better than a land. So I guess I can take it. Doesn't get past his reach guy, though. Yeah, it seems pretty bad. But then if I just get a land... Well, we got to dig for... I think we just have to dig for our more bomby spells. I have no choice, really. We have triple Abomination, so those are still not good against that long shot squad. That squad is just bad news for us. And I can't even really steal it here. Yeah, I guess I gotta ditch the Wind Scout. Alright, well, I got an Abomination, so let's see how many lands we have. We have 3, 7, 8. So we can morph, but then we can't do the shifting loyalties. So I think that we just loyalties now, and I guess we trade Snowhorn Rider for Highland Game as a means to buy some time. Wish I had one more mana. So trade a 2/1 for a 5/5 trample. Not too bad for us, but still got some work to do. Shamanic Revelation. Draw a card for each creature you control. Jeez. And gain 4 life. For each creature? Jeez. So draw 3 cards. That's a pretty amazing green card. I guess it's rare for a reason. Gain 4 life, draw 3 cards for 5 mana? Seems extremely powerful. Alright, no attacks. I guess that's good. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. We'll leave both of those on top. So put it back in any order. Let's do enhanced. Let's get our aerialist out first, because that seems relevant. We only have 8 mana, so we can't do both again. Keep running into that problem, but not going to complain about that. That's still fine. So let's just play the aerialist and pass. Basically just trying to build enough of board state that we can combat, because we're at a very low life total, so no reason to be getting aggressive here. I don't think that's going to benefit us very much. We can start swinging with the aerialist, but we need to keep this rider back to keep, I mean, we're at a very low life total, so we need to keep ourselves as defensive as possible for now. All right, Bear's Companion. That is tolerable. No attacks. Very good. All right, so Ascendancy once again. Both of those are amazingly good, so let's leave them both on top. And we want to draw the Attendance this turn, since we can play it extraordinarily cheaply. So we can get both of our guys out this turn. I can even hard cast the Abomination, which I think I am going to do. So I think we just get in with the Riverwheel Aerialist. He's certainly not motivated to block unless he has a combat trick, which he could, but looks like he does not. Alright, so now let me make sure I can do this. I've got 8 mana, so I can cast this for 6, and then 7, 8. So this is 2 mana left to play this, so this would be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Exacxes. Let's just make sure. So I cast this first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we've got Exacxes, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll hardcast this fellow. And just digging for some removal for his reach guy at this point to get us a little bit more comfortably into this game. Well, gonna have to block that fellow. Might actually be dead here now that I think about it. I think he attacks with everything. Yeah, I think it's Xaxes lethal, so unfortunately, drawing the Lightning Shrieker appears to be the death of us. Let's see. We block, 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 yep. I guess I got aggressive too early, unfortunately. Or actually, are we taking 5 here? Maybe we're not dead. Oh, well, if his last card's a pump spell. Well, never mind. We were actually, believe it or not, we were alive there. So I guess I hadn't gotten aggressive, but hats off to my opponent. Fantastic deck. He drew extremely well. He has a good deck and double Savage Punch and all the pumps and all that. So we're absolutely bringing Force Away in. No doubt in my mind on that one. It's going to be much more powerful against this guy. We're definitely leaving the Whisk away, since that's going to work well against his Outlast and his pumps. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything against the Savage Punch, but Force Away does, so that should be good enough. So I think we're just going to cut a different spell for that. Even Crippling Chill on his Lightning Shrieker is not bad. We draw a card, and he doesn't do anything to us. I kind of like that. Man, we certainly got kicked in the teeth that game, huh? Well, it could do Disdainful Stroke, but he's got Morph. It stops the Bear's Companion. He does have some good late game stuff. Yeah, oh, actually, Disdainful Stroke stops that ridiculous draw 3, gain trillions of life spell, so I probably should stop that one as well. That would make sense. Let's cut the Will of the Naga because it doesn't draw us a card like the Crippling Chill does. And then I think we actually cut one of our Crippling Chills because that's sort of what the Force Away is doing anyway. But I definitely think I want this Disdainful Stroke. We saw more than enough 4+ casting cost spells that are extremely good for us to justify playing it, I think. All right, let's try this again. Jeez, hope we don't get our teeth kicked in again. Let's see what we got. Well, this is awkward. Do you have a 2-drop? I guess we keep it because we have all 3 lands, but I typically don't like keeping 5 landers, especially when I'm playing an 18 land deck, but we'll let it go. All right, well, opponent mulls to 5, so I would say if we're going to get flooded, it's going to be the least painful when your opponent mulls to 5, but I've certainly won with a mull to 5 and lost to a mull to 5, so mull to 5 does not mean anything guaranteed-wise. We don't need any lands, so we're just going to use the counter play here. Get a bit aggressive. Oh, he has his own guide. Let's see which one he chooses. I assume he's going to match us, probably. But then again, yeah, he's matching us. I was going to say, if he needed mana, then be a good time to pick it up. All right, guess we play the backwater and swing for 2. Not really surprised we're drawing lands. Like I said, we're playing 18 lands. We kept a mana-heavy hand, so certainly some dilemmas we could run into because of that. I do think the Einok Guide in our graveyard helps us more than it helps him, since we've got the Delve spells. All right, no Morph. It's good for us. What else we got? Oof, that was a bad draw, but like I said, not butthurt about it. We're playing an 18-land deck. We kept a land-heavy hand. This seems like a logical It seems like logical cards to draw, to be perfectly honest. Okay, well, that helps. So let's do this. He can Savage Punch us, which is kind of a bummer, but we're just going to let him do it if he's got it. I don't mind trading an Expert for Abomination, but we're going to run into that problem we had last time where he long shot squads, and then if I didn't have so many lands in my hand, I'd be less inclined to take this. But I think I am going to take it. Alright, Embodiment. At this point, it's just good fodder for that land trading thing. Let's just swing with our Morph and then drop a Riverwheel Aerialist, because it seems reasonable. I can actually unmorph here, but then he can crack back for quite a bit, so let's just hope he doesn't have one of his 2 Savage Punches. I think there's probably, let me think, there's probably about a 50 to 60% chance he's got one of his Savage Punches in his hand, even on the mull to the 5. Yeah, looks like we're just getting Savage Punched. Oh, maybe not. Tapped all his green mana. Didn't even try and leave up that illusion. Alright, so I think we swing, and we're going to be unmorphing. See, he's got a Force Away. Does not. Alright, so get some damage in. We're going to draw. Ooh, Disdainful Stroke. Kind of like that. Let's discard our... We haven't played a land this turn, I don't think. I don't think we have. Let's discard a blue mana. I don't think we need too many more of those. Didn't play a land yet. Alright, that's good. So let's drop a second... Well, let's drop a green mana and then pass. We'll leave up Disdainful Stroke. Doesn't stop the Savage Punch, but we can't really block with Embodiment anyway, so it seems like a reasonable thing to do here. Doesn't really counter the Savage Punches, admittedly. I would very much like a Force Away or a card draw spell. He did have a Savage Punch, which is unfortunate, but I can't do anything about it, so I have to unhappily, ungracefully accept it. Because I can't do anything about it. Alright, so getting crashed in for way too much damage than I can afford to take. At least he's like, oh, and then I draw the Force Away. Ain't that a slap in the face? Alright, well, let's get in with Abomination. Second Abomination is quite good, so we'll drop our Swamp. Do I need this Embodiment? It's mostly just trade fodder. How much mana do I have? I have 5, 7, so I could have 8 mana, which would let me morph this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, oh, I see. But then I can't do Embodiment plus Morph plus Force Away and Disdainful Stroke. I probably just need one or the other. And I feel like... Well, I could actually ditch Embodiment, hard cast Abomination, leave up Disdainful Stroke and Force Away. Yeah, I like that more, actually. Let's ditch the Embodiment. Let's play this dude. 2, 3. Let's play our land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. leave up Force Away and Disdainful Stroke, and we'll pass. Hopefully he just tries the Savage Punch and we get full value here. That would be the ideal. Or he casts something big that I can Disdainful Stroke. It looks like Stroke's going to happen here. So let me think about this. So if I stroke that, he still gets in with both. I take 8, I go to 1? Sheesh, I'm not thrilled about that. Also not thrilled with him having a 4/4 at least. I think I stroke it. And I am, unfortunately, going to trade the Bloodfire Expert for an Abomination. Admittedly, I'm not thrilled about that. But then I have the Force Away for his long shot squad, so I guess there is that, but we're certainly in some trouble here. Oh, well, we'll take 4, I guess, because now Force Away just got better. Hopefully can find a creature out of this mess. Not quite the creature I was looking for, to be perfectly frank and honest. And another land, of course, but that's unfortunate. It's okay. So if he's got the 5/5 Dragon Flyer, we're dead. If he's got any sort of burn spell, we're dead. Very realistic chance we're losing to a Mull to 5, which is kind of depressing, but we'll see if it happens. We get an opportunity here. It's totally dependent on if he can play 2 non-land spells and then get in and kill us. Savage Punch. All right. Not quite dead. Very good. This guy's kind of interesting. I like him. Has he got a Force Away he's digging for? For the win? Doesn't have like trample or something, right? Okay. All right. Well, barely beat our opponent's Mull to 5, which is absolutely terrifying in my mind. Oh, I didn't look at that 7 drop he discarded. I should have looked at that. So, like I said, barely beat a Mull to 5, which I would say is a horrendously scary sign. What can I do about that? I don't think I can do anything about that. That's just crazy. Just basically came within death's door of a Mull to 5. So I don't know what to say. That's scary as all hell. That is very scary. I would not be going out on a limb and saying our opponent's deck is superior to ours, if that's the case. I wish I had more of a sideboard. I really don't. I can do Contemplation to lock stuff down, but it doesn't seem worth it. I think we just gotta try our best like this. Hope we can resolve a Force Away when we need it. That's all we really can hope for, I think. Alright. Unfortunately, I have to mulligan this, but mulligans do happen, and you have to accept them when they do. So, okay. Not the worst Malta 6 I could possibly ask for. That, however, might be the worst draw I could possibly ask for. Alright. Not in the worst shape I've ever seen. Man, that guy's good. Guess I could have force awayed it, but whatevs. Guess we'll just take a fifth of our life total away. This guy's awesome. You don't even have to do it. Opponent's got Roar of Challenge too. Jeez. Just makes his card quality better too. Man, that is good. Alright, I guess if he does Vault Dasher again, I'll just trade for my Abomination. Makes my Shambling Attendants cheaper. I really don't want to force away until he Savage Punches, if it's all possible. Hardcast Dragon's Eye Savants. Now, that's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what that means, even. Why would he do that rather than... Is it just because he doesn't have any means to unmorph it? I'm yeah, very, very curious about that. No blue spells in hand? Otherwise, why wouldn't you just morph it? I mean, it must be an indication to me that he just does not have a blue spell in hand. All right, Vault Breaker. Understandable. Highland Game. Well, that's a good blocker for his Vault Breaker. So now we have the counter to his Savage Punch too. So we're actually in decent shape here. What we're going to do is play a Swamp, play a Highland Game, and then pass. And this way, if he tries to savagely punch us, we've got a nice bounce effect for him. I kind of want him to Savage Punch actually, so we get a nice solid play out of it. All right, well, that's going to work just as well, so. Savage Punch, we're going to force away that, get some good value out of this. So I can play the Aerialist. Another bomby creature, that's good. I think we just drop the Aerialist and then pass. I could get in with my Abomination, but it doesn't quite seem worth it just yet. I'd rather start setting up for that. I guess I could get in with my two guys. He can only block one. And can he... So if he has a mana, he can play his 4/2 plus fight, but it still is a trade with our Aerialist at least. So I think I do get in. If he has Hasty Dragon, we're just going to have to accept it. But he can't dash plus fight my Aerialist without trading. So I do think it's time to get in a bit of damage here. Opponent does have a grip full of cards as well. Worth noting. All right, looks like he is dashing. leaving up that Savage Punch mana, which I imagine he will be using. He is Savage Punching, so it's a trade, which is acceptable. He just 2-for-1 himself to get rid of our bomb threat, so I would say that worked out fairly well for us. And we end up with this Death Toucher, I guess, too. I can actually unmorph here, get in, but could be dangerous. Well, I think for now we continue to build the board state. We don't have to unmorph this Abomination until we have to, I suppose. Kind of want to drop the Crew Shock. The problem with that is Savants just still blocks it, so I guess Attendance is actually the correct one. Do I want to pocket the land for ditching purposes with our Abomination? I could. I think that's probably okay. We can cast pretty much everything in our deck with this much mana. I was going to say, no plays would be pretty surprising. And Inoc Guide. Let's see what he searches for here. Alright, so he's searching for land, which tells me he's probably got that 7-drop that I should have taken a look at after game 2. Kind of sad I didn't, because I honestly don't know which one it was. But he's still a couple mana from that. Or was it a 6-drop? I don't even know. I'm so unfamiliar with these new cards. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can swing with Attendance, drop Crew Shock. I can unmorph this, swing with Attendance and Abomination, discard Forest. I think getting the Crew Shock down is probably the wisest, so why don't we just swing with Shambling Attendance and then drop Crew Shock and pass. But Crew Shock can't get past the Savants, something to keep in mind. Maybe it is better to get in with the Morph. We get in for potentially 6 damage here. That's probably the best. And leave back the Highland game for blocking the Expert. Yeah, let's do that. It seems like it's the most proactive play. He doesn't really have a good block. He'll probably get rid of his Guide, I guess, which is acceptable. We're going to ditch our Forest, potentially find a better, more powerful spell. Taking it all, interesting. All right. I'm kind of curious why he wants to keep the Guide, but we'll ditch the island now and then pass. So I could have played my Forest there, but might have been actually wise, because then if I draw another land, I could have played Crew Shock plus Ascendancy, but then I wouldn't have got my full value off the Abomination. Unfortunately, that Shamanic Revelation is quite sick. Not only does it gain him life, but it nets him 3 cards. That card is pretty insane, no doubt. No doubt about it. That card is pretty insane. Guess he's not really in a position to attack here besides the Guide. Alright, Angler's not too shabby. So let's just go ahead and get in with these 2 once again. Still not chumping, which I admit is surprising me. Enhanced Awareness, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's, I could just ditch the Ascendancy now, keep the land. What does the extra land do? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't play Crew Shock plus Ascendancy anyway, so it probably just makes the most sense to ditch the Forest. And could cast the Angler, get the extra toughness. I guess that's okay. So get a 5/5 out there and pass. Still just hunting for some bounce or even creature trading at this point would seem pretty good. Let's see what his post-combat play is. Something big, the 7-drop, I'm guessing. All right, whenever it deals combat damage to one or more blocking creatures, manifest the top card of your library. All right, actually, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, so it's actually acceptable. Let's see here. Another island. Well, let's deals combat damage to one or more blocking creatures. Manifest the top. All right. So probably just leave the attendants back. Continue to bash in with this abomination. Deal some more damage. Use its ability. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty sexy here. So let's, yeah, that's actually really good. Let's ditch the, let's see, I've got 6 mana. Let's just ditch the Ascendancy. I don't think we're going to need it anymore. So let's just play our land. Let's try and build towards a point where I can do multiple things in a turn. So let's play the Surveyor. Let's bounce his Warbeast. Kind of keeps him busy and still continues to give us a good attack next turn. I guess we would have had lethal had I done the Surveyor pump, but I didn't want to give him a chance to really fight, and I felt like bouncing just sets him back, and it might not have been. It might have been a loose play. We'll find out. I feel more comfortable in the late game though, since I have this card draw and another fatty, and he still has to deal with our abomination. I mean, bouncing a 7-drop, I would say, is still pretty good for us, but admittedly, getting a 3/3 flyer when he's at 6 life also seems pretty good. All right, long shot squad. Certainly not the end-all be-all. You can Savage Punch here, kill our abomination. We do have Force Away mana up, which he's probably fearing. Even though we already played one, he doesn't know if we have a second one. Sultai Flare. All right, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Can't really afford to attack. Let's see if we can end this. What's Enhanced Awareness? Just basically digging for a land and a Crippling Chill maybe or something, so we can get in for more damage. Oh, we did get it. All right. So let's ditch the Thornwood Falls. Let's play a land. So we can Crippling Chill here. What does that do for us? So I Crippling Chill the... He blocks Savants on Angler. Let's just get in with our flyers. Take him to 1. And then pass. And we'll use Crippling Chill as necessary. Like, if he has another Roar of Challenge or something. All right. I guess we can play the guide. But there's a good chance that we could hit an Abomination off that thing. Yeah, I want to leave up Crippling Chill anyway, so let's just pass here. Like, if he has a second Roar of Challenge, we can ixnay that plan. If he gains 4 life, we technically still have lethal, but if he has a Savage Punch, I guess we can't really deal with that. It's almost in his interest to Savage Punch something that would die. So, like, for example, Savage Punch Sultai Flare on a Shambling Attendance or something to trade and gain 4 life. Or, I guess more realistically, on the Abomination to stop the flying. Lightning Shrieker, yeah. Might just accept that. So I can Crippling Chill it, get some damage prevention. But I don't think there's any real need to do that. So I think we just take it. Oh no. Let's go damage prevention mode here, so do this. Could have Trumpet Blast, but that's not going to be lethal. Should have Crippling Chilled his Shrieker, I guess. If he gives it double strike, we take 10, 11. Still not dead. Awaken the Bear on that. That's not lethal. And we gain some life. All right, very good. Looks like we got the game here. Well, we beat the better deck, in my opinion, so very happy about that. Shamanic Revelation is bonkers. Card is insanely good. All right, we'll see you in round 2.